Call I am La, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Rakak Kodash.
Hey, double honor to the elders and apostles, the great Milsom that told some truth and well. Much respect to those of their pushing the truth with all righteousness. That's it, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
So pretty much, as we always go into prophecy, this devil has messed up the world. It said in the article that pretty much, the water temperature was about like 101 degrees in South Florida. And it's messing up the coral reef, and then also they see it's messing up the food. Go ahead, hop into that article.
It's an article off of NPR News. It reads, with Florida ocean temperatures topping 100, experts warn of damage to marine life. Reading on, it reads, it's so hot in Florida right now that the ocean temperatures in one area just crossed into triple digits.
I seen on news on the TV, pretty much that 101 degrees was like the temperature of hot tub. So it's throwing the earth out of course. Could a brother get that? Let's get that. That's pretty much, it's when you talk about like the food cycle, it's a change. So everything is interconnected.
No park riding?
Isaiah chapter 5.
There is a battery.
Sorry, I got a quick one. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And that's pretty much because the whole earth is going to be ran the way it should be. When you go to Shabbat, the 10th chapter, it says that the city will be inhabited pretty much by wisdom. You see, it's a lot. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear through, the people mourn. And everybody is mourning right now. And I want to get this word for mourning. It says, H584, Anaf, it says to mourn, to sigh, to groan in pain or in grief. And that's pretty much what everybody is doing, in pain and in grief. All right, because this devil is ruling the earth in unrighteousness. That's why he got to be taken out of the way.
Bring it up. So Psalm chapter 82 and verse 4. Deliver the poor and the needy. Rid them out of the hand of the wicked. And that poor and needy going into the Israelites, right? But also the earth, man. But the earth is in need of new management. The earth is in need of someone who's going to rule righteously. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. So everything we see going on in the world is contrary to the true direction it needs to be moving. Yep. Everything is moving in reverse. Yep. He's turned this whole earth upside down, and now the Lord is coming to turn things right side up again, man.
Yep. Could you read verse 1 right quick?
Psalm 82 and verse 1. The Most High standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among gods. How long will ye judge unjustly?
Right, so we understand that who was given the position of the law, statutes, and commandments to judge the earth? The Israelites. So the Lord is telling the Israelites, look, it's your duty to sit in the steed to judge these affairs righteously, man. Because apparently, when you want to go off and carry in your ways in the heathen, everything gets thrown out of course because you're not in your proper steed as a ruler.
Yeah, because when you go into the scriptures say the earth was made for our sakes. So if the Israelites and Negro, Latino, Native Americans, when they go off, guess what? They push the whole earth off. Everybody goes off, man. Because you see the ways of the heathen, man. The ways of the heathen leads to the pollution. The women out of order, the men out of order. Nobody in America and around the world knows their actual position according to earth, man. Right. That's why it behooves you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, come back to the scriptures, because the scriptures lead to the way of life, man.
Right. Israelites don't understand their importance in that seat, man.
Yes.
Like you said, everything understands their order, right? As brothers often bring out the bar, you bring it out often. How the ox know if it's master, right? And the ass, it's master's crib. That's order, right? Israel doesn't understand its order. The heathen don't understand their order, right? Everything is out of course now because nobody understands where they're supposed to sit on this world stage, man.
That's right. That's right.
Book Isaiah chapter 24, starting verse 4. It reads, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world language and fadeth away. The hearts of people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, starting at verse 4, and it reads, earth mourneth and fadeth away.
The earth mourns and fades away, because of how Esau is running it. He puts stuff in the ozone layer. He doesn't respect the land Sabbath. Pretty much how he rules the earth is unrighteous.
Yeah. And I must say too, matter of fact, you actually brought the article out where now around this time of year you start to see a lot of leaves and shit falling, man. Bringing in the early fall, so everything is completely out of course. He goes into the ocean, right, and takes the cleaners of the sea, man. That's why you see so much shit happening around the world, man. Everything's on the course. The bees are gone, all of that.
If I can add to it, they made a documentary where pretty much it was showing that, they would show who was ahead of these fishing companies. They was pretty much doing research inside the ocean. You see, the whole time they was destroying it, and the person that was actually funding it, went back to the elites.
Yeah, it's just like that oil spill, the BP oil spill. Man, that was orchestrated, man. All that was just to foul the earth, man. And that's all because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is a position of rulership, man. That's why when you go on with Proverbs 29:2, we already brought that up, right? Can we get that real quick, Baba Bashar? This is what you're seeing when Esau, Edom is in a position of rulership, man. Everything's out of whack, man.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice.
And that's showing you that the righteous are not in authority, man, because you're not in a state of rejoicing when you come out of your house, man. You're in a state of damn, you're vexed, man. Because everything is defiled under this man's rulership, man. The earth, the fruit, the people, the animals, everything, to the air, to the water, everything's defiled under Esau, Edom's rulership. Keep going.
Continue on. But the wicked bear rule, people mourn.
But in the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. People in a state of mourning, man. The homeless rate is getting out of fucking control, man. And who's orchestrating that? Esau, Edom. You keep going, bro.
I was about to add to you. Pretty much they said with 72,000 increase in homelessness.
Yeah, it's only gonna get worse, man.
You just to add again to the brother's point about the homeless population. A lot of us, a lot of the people in society, like the statistics show, that people are really one paycheck away from being homeless. Yeah. So if you really want to be truthful, as soon as shit collapse, everybody gonna go down.
Everybody down bad right about now. One paycheck away, man. So this place here is finished, man, because wicked barrel food, man. Like, you don't see anybody out here, man.
Yeah, that's what ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing else.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You don't see anybody out here rejoicing.
How about you back at it's like my hands switch.
Right? But when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. That's very self-explanatory. So I'm going to come back to this. Actually, let's go back to Isaiah 24. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, starting verse 4, and it reads, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. All the people of the earth languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed laws, changed the ordinances, broken everlasting covenant.
So as a result of this Edomite rule, underneath this Edomite hegemony, the earth is in mourning right now, right? Now you go into that word language, it says to become weak or feeble, to lose strength or vigor, to exist or continue in miserable or disheartening conditions, to remain unattended or be neglected. So we're seeing the earth being neglected right now, man. You know, where the law, statutes, and commandments would have pushed the earth to be at its full strength, right? It's being ruled as under somebody who's neglecting all the creation, man, and going out of their way to destroy creation.
Yeah. Can you reread that definition for language?
It's language in the free dictionary. It reads, to become weak or feeble, lose strength or vigor, to exist or continue in miserable, disheartening conditions, to remain unattended or be neglected, to become downcast or pine away in longing.
So the world isn't able to operate in its true strength, right? Because it's languishing under the inhabitants that rule the earth today, which are the Edomites, right? Now, to make a parallel between that, to show that the Edomites are in rulership now, let's get this in Genesis 4 and 12. Because the progenitors of the Edomites, their seed line goes back to Cain, okay? It says, Genesis 4 and 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And that is the so-called self-proclaimed white race, man. All right, they've been a fugitive and vagabond throughout the entire earth, complaining and committing all these atrocities and abominations, right? But the point that I wanted to make to parallel that between the languishing is the fact that the earth isn't able to yield forth its strength, all right? Because Esau, Edom, is not appointed the seat of being able to fully allow the earth to yield its full strength because they're not given the law, statutes, and commandments, and they're adverse to that.
He's not the true ruler of the world.
Right.
Like you said, he does different things.
Genesis 4 and 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
Esau pretty much, he has stolen the world from the true rulers, which are the Israelites, man. Because see, what you Edomites fail to understand is the Most High didn't set you up to be the eternal ruler of this planet. As the brother was going into, you weren't given the laws. You don't have a standard that's provided in the scripture. He said you are the fugitive because since Cain, really since the serpent was, Cain was the first murderer, you've been running from judgment ever since, man. Talking about bringing it. This is the definition of the word fugitive, Common Bible Dictionary. It says a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. Now, what was that? Genesis 4? 4:12. Go up a little bit, where it says that he's not punished. It's a fugitive. In the Common Bible Dictionary, it says a person who has escaped from a place or is in hiding, especially to avoid arrest or persecution. Because as we about to read, this nigga has been evading judgment since the garden, man. Because through this nigga, all right, because his spirit stems from the spirit of the serpent, all right. If you go into that word serpent in Genesis 3, that Hebrew word there is nakash, right? Nakash, which goes into a witch, a warlock, man. All right, and he beguiled Eve, which then, she brought that bullshit back to Adam, which brought death into the world, man. You never paid for that sin that you brought. And through you, real quick, go Wisdom of Solomon, where it says, the last verse in chapter 2. This nigga brought death into the world, man. All right? He was the first sinner. The book, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 24. Nevertheless, the envy of the devil, came to death into the world. Right? The envy of the devil. Because during Cain, all right, he murdered Abel in cold blood because he wanted to erase the righteous line from the world. So with that being said, he did that because he wanted to pretty much remove the Most High influence from the world, man. All right, because we were establishing the law back then as the sons of God before we came to Israelites. All right, so go back to that Genesis, walk the shop. Oh, go ahead. I'll read. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 24. Nevertheless, the envy of the devil came to death to the world. they that do it, they that do hold fast to the side, do bind Christ. He said, death came into the world because the sons of God began to sin. And what's the wages of sin? Is death, right? All right? So because we went away for the instruction of our power, now we are subject unto death. That's why it tells you in Psalm 82 and 6 that we are gods, we shall die like the princes. All right? Because we was created to be immortal. I think that's the first book. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. And it reads, "For the Most High created man to be immortal." Man, I'm talking about the whole humanity. No. The Lord had a chosen line from the beginning. That chosen line started out as the sons of God, but then our name became the Israelites, man. All right, under the chosen line, which led all the way down to who you always hear the Bible reference, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, because when Esau slew, it's like when Cain slew Abel, all right, the line got reestablished through Seth, man. All right, and through Seth, all the way down came out Abraham, with his 2 sons, then Isaac, and then Jacob, through Jacob's 12 sons of the 12 tribes, all that chosen line who was destined to govern this world, man. All right? Go ahead, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. "For the Most High created man to be immortal, made him to be an image of his own entirety." Right, we were created to be an image of the Most High. You go into that word image, it means likeness. All right, when you see the Israelites, you're supposed to know that this is the Most High, his people. All right, we are the likeness of the Most High, man. So this is why when you see Jake so fucked up, it's because they have taken on another covenant, which is the devil's covenant, man. All right, but when we are in our right power, all right, the Most High was known through his people. All right, but Esau, through everything that you've been seeing him do, all right, has tried to erase the image of the Most High from the flesh. This is why he's trying to remake humanity in his image. All right, which is going to stem with that corrupt.
Back in Genesis chapter 4, and starting at verse 9. "And the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground." Verse 11. "And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand." Verse 12. "When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth."
And that's why when everywhere the so-called white man goes, all right, the land pretty much becomes desolate. Because the earth is refusing to yield its fruit unto him because he's cursed from the earth. This is why he lacks melon. That's the mark of Cain. It's not talking about the fucking mark on his forehead, man. All right? The mark of Cain is leprosy, man. This is why you so-called white people look like you do. This is why your blood shows forth through your skin, man. All right? That proves that you are the Edomites, man.
That's right.
Okay? Because before that happened, all right, everybody on the planet was so-called black or brown. Okay? So Esau would start with Cain was the first so-called white man on the earth. All right? And then that later came out through the Edomites.
I got a little bit more here too for you, brother. Verse 13. "And Cain said unto the Lord Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear." Verse 14.
That's that bitch ass spirit Esau always got, man.
Yep.
On the crying, complaining, I can't bear it, I can't. All right, bro.
Right. But he never had to be held accountable. He's always been able to escape judgment. He's never been able to just go ahead and face the ballot, so to speak. But that time is coming.
That's right.
Verse 14. "Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me."
Right. Because if everybody knew who the wicked was, man, all right, they would want to kill this nigga. Which is why, as the scripture say, he will make these small among the heathen, man. All right, dealing with especially the line of Amalek that came out of Esau, man. All right, that's why you so-called white people are the most hated nation on the whole planet. If you niggas are the devil, man. You say that with the most fervency, man, because when you actually go into the shit you motherfuckers are doing, man, which proves you are the devil. That fucking movie, Next on Tyrone, is proof of that shit, man. Alright? This nigga literally showed you how he has purposely destroyed Jake, man.
Got one more verse. Verse 15. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
Right, he has a hedge of protection around him from the Most High because Yahweh is going to be the one to serve the nigga in judgment. That's why anybody that tried to come up against Esau got dealt with harshly. Example, that turkey. It wasn't time for the Edomites to go down during his time on the earth, man. Alright? This is why when you read on what happened in that tournament, they savagely killed this nigga and then disrespected his body to where today his descendants don't even have anything to know him by. They put his remains within the different slave masters. Had his shit in the museum, turn him into grease, cut the nigga up, and spread him out.
A family heirloom.
And also these other nations that come up with this damn devil. You cannot defeat this devil. Like, say, for instance, Vietnam. They couldn't defeat Vietnam, but look what this damn devil did to Vietnam. Went in there and took over. See, you can't come up against the devil. Just like Uncle was saying. He protected.
Like, look what happened to Levi. Why do you think Haiti is such in a terrible state? Because they never forgave them for that rebellion, man. Watch the movie Amistad, man. That's a perfect depiction of what happened to Levi, man.
Also, too, with Simeon. Right? With, not Simeon. Ephraim, when you look in Puerto Rico, that region, like Domino Sugar, the Americans, they came in there and they pretty much did like a whole coup, so to speak, because Puerto Rico was trying to fight for their establishment of independence, but then Esau came in there, spoke little lies and told them that they'll help out, and then eventually they were able to take over that region. They pretty much collapsed their currency, killed all of the political leaders that they had, right? And then made Ephraim into a, what's that region called? Annexation? Yeah, that's what it's called. They pretty much took over that region. You know?
They're pretty much like a annexed state. They made a play ball by his rules. You get what is it, Psalms?
I'll grab this real quick. I said that.
I just want to say, Haiti, the Haitians, when they fought for independence, they got the independence, but they were made to pay tribute, to pay reparations unto the French. They're paying out.
That's why that land is so bad, man. Esau refuses to give them aid because, like I said, they butthurt how they got their ass whooped.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Just as the brother priest is going into, man. With Cain, that's why the scripture said, he that touches Cain, or basically recompense twofold.
Right, because like I said, that judgment was reserved for your house side, man. Alright? That's why today, Jake will not take down this thing. Alright? You weren't given the tools to fight Esau, man. This is why the Most High compared us to worms, man. We don't have no military might. We don't have an economic system to rival what Esau has set up. That's why when you saw what happened with Black Wall Street, which is multiple, they just talk about Joseph. You had what happened down here in North Carolina in Wilmington. Jake had many communities where they was rivaling these Edomites, man. When Esau saw that, it was like, nah, fuck that. Because he knew once Jake gets started, man, hey, if he would continue to allow them to prosper, who would have overtook the man?
They commit themselves to what they do.
Exactly. Whether it's righteous or wicked.
Verse 6, Psalms 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covers them as a garment.
Yeah, pride compasseth them about as a chain because they know at the point when they was conquering the world, they had a term called manifest destiny. All right, God granted us this ability to pretty much do what they're doing. That's how they believe. But now he's gotten so proud to where he's now biting the hand that fed him. He thought he forgot the Most High was with him, man. So now he thought he was able to get all this on his own accord, not forgetting Job 9:24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Nigga, you didn't do shit on your own, man. Nothing that, no kingdom that came into power ever did it on their own accord, because like the scriptures say, man, the Most High rules from the kingdom of men and set up whoever he wants. And right now, he set up over the basis of men. All right? So what we're seeing right now is the Most High beginning to shift the power. All right? Esau's losing it. That's why he's so gung-ho of trying to preserve himself. Where he's setting up niggas like Donald Trump, all right, to look as their savior, which that's just the front, because the elites are the ones controlling things behind the scenes. All right? But for you average two-time loser as Edomites, all right, who are in captivity with the rest of us, you honestly think that Donald Trump is going to save y'all? No. No peace is coming to the wicked. All right? So with that being said, man, we're in that transition period to watch Esau scramble for that last little bit of power. But hey, man, the sands of your hourglass are almost empty.
I got a quick. This is Don Sirach chapter 10 verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people. The government of a prudent man is well ordered. You know, we're in the land of the shadow of death. You know, pretty much, so about to get Job 10 and 20. This pretty much is the land without any order. You see, because it's going back to this precept right here, it says a wise judge will instruct his people. You know, going into having some type of order. It says that the government of a prudent man is well ordered. You know, we don't see that here in America under the rulership of the so-called white man.
And the reason we don't see that because Esau is not a true king. He's a peasant. That's why when you had Meyer Michelle Bauer, his last name Bauer means peasant. He changed his last name to Rothschild, which means Rothschild, or that red shield, like to pretty much, you know, boost himself up and make him seem like somebody he's not. Make themselves seem like they're royal because they afford all the money to themselves. They have all the power. And like I said, everything that they have is not really theirs. You was pretty much loaned it through the spirit of Yahweh Shah, the prophecy sake. You're going to cough up every last little bit of riches that you have accumulated throughout your time of movement.
Right. This is book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, there's some servants, you know, that's walking upon the earth. That's us. All right, read that again.
This is Ecclesiastes 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses.
The servants being the Edomites, right? You are not noble. You are not the true rulers of this world. But yet, through his lies and his bullshit that they teach you in these bullshit, they lead you to believe that every major power in the earth was the so-called white man. It's bullshit.
You look at all the history books, that nigga Esau is every prominent
Everybody.
Everything.
Even but how does that make sense? But he's the minority in the earth.
Last samurai.
Right, the last samurai, he's the Egyptians. Right? He's the original Australians, the original Russians.
He's Arab.
A couple years later, man, you gonna have, he was Tupac. He was Michael Jordan.
He's Michael Jackson.
See, he
made that nigga change.
So now you see that this generation, the Michael Jackson they know is the white nigga.
Yep. They don't know big nose Mike. They don't know nothing about that.
But Michael Jackson still telling that Esau made it. He turned him into that shit. They said, conspiracy that they say, that nigga was on stage and he caught on fire. Supposedly, that's from what they conspiracy theories said that he died. Every case of the nigga is he died. He saw before he died.
I have seen servants upon horses, and princes as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, princes as servants upon the earth, because we are the real nobility. Okay? We are the true kings of the earth, because like it tells you, the Lord created us to be kings, priests, and judges, man. If you look up what a king is, alright, this is from the Edamon Online. It says a king is a ruler. It says originally a leader of the people. It says, oh, perhaps it is from a related prehistoric Germanic word meaning noble birth. A a person, one who descends from a noble birth. Like I said, we're the true nobility. When you look up this word noble, all right, here at Great Millstone, you look up words, right? The word noble, it says illustrious, distinguished, of high rank of birth. We're the true people of the Lord. That honor, Yasharala, that honor was given to nobody but you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Americans. Right? And those of you that descend from that look like the other nations that are truly Israelites. All right? We descend from a noble birth because we are the Lord's chosen people. How do we know that? Go ahead. This is noble. It says illustrious, distinguished, of high rank or birth. Of noble birth, it's like of noble bearing or birth. It says well-known, famous, let us now praise famous men, all right, our ancient ancestors. It says renowned, excellent, superior, splendid, high-born of superior birth.
Is that not the Israelites?
Yeah.
To this very day, even in our lowest state, we're still superior.
And how do we know? Because the average shit that you see out here that we use, that was created by who? So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. From the littlest shit as a fucking tip on your shoestring. Now something that's insignificant as that plays a big role in your shoes. The zipper, the tripod, the internet, everything, man. Everything's created by so-called blacks. Gas masks, stoplight, all of that. Everything's that allow America to function the way that it functions. Like even the very electricity itself. You know, these things were created, you know, by the Israelites. Yeah, Thomas Edison had created electricity. That nigga stole that shit.
Stole it. I got two for you, bro. This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. This is 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people.
Does not line up with what I just read, the definition of noble. Yep. What about Esau as noble? What is superior that the so-called white man can do that we can't? Besides lie, cheat, and steal.
But hell, the scriptures say, man, the deeds of the righteous are the deeds of the righteous are past the deeds of the wicked. When niggas show you how to do it, so that's just niggas doing that on an aspect of not knowing who they are.
But who they learning from?
They learning from the best. That's why when you go to the scripture, say John 8:44, you are the father of the devil, the lust of your father you should do. You're doing it because Esau, man.
Which shows you, once again, I'm going to talk about this movie a lot.
Yeah.
Next on Tyrone is the movie of the year right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. They show you that everything that Jake does
down to
was
the chicken
manufactured from this devil.
Yep.
Everything.
I'm going to add to this, assimilation is better than annihilation. Yeah. Because pretty much if you assimilate Jake into the society, you know, pretty much he's going to be Esau's will.
Yep.
You know, I'm about to say he's going to fight harder than what Esau's going to do. Yep. It's pretty much going to be on autopilot.
Right.
And that's been going all the way back since the Greco-Roman Empire,
and
man.
You know what's so crazy about that? When you have to look at it through the spirit, they were trying to spin that on Jake. Really, that applies to Esau.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't assimilate Jake into his culture, into his system, they would have been outdone. They would have been done away with.
Yeah, long time ago.
They can't. If you notice, every kingdom that the Most High delivered us out of fell.
Yep.
So really, that applied to Esau.
Yep.
All right.
James 2:19. Yep. The devil's also know in trouble. Yep. Right? These devils know the truth of the scriptures and the track record and the history as far as what Priest Amawan is making mention of when we discontinue from the evil. Everything just goes to shit after that.
Isn't that what Hitler said? About the so-called black Jews in America.
Right. Yep. That's why they're so good at everything.
Yep.
That's why, look, not now, but the America in its heyday, the Olympics, forget about it. You have the dream team, all right? You had all that, you know, in America, great day. Now, it's spiritual why the Olympics is trash for America.
Yeah.
Because, see, the Americans over here are weak as shit.
Yep.
The other nations, all right, they're coming up in the power. The Most High had it happen like that on purpose. Because we're witnessing the fall of Babylon the Great. You're not great in anything.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
It passed.
That's bullshit.
that Donald Trump came out with Make America Great.
Yeah.
Never was great. As a matter of fact, the pinnacle of this place was in around 1960 or 1970.
Yeah, that's around the decline.
Yeah.
It started to decline.
That's when Abba Bivens came in the city.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Really,
Yeah.
really, like as the scriptures speak about how he made fire rain down from heaven.
Yeah, that's
At
when
the
he
time
disappeared.
of the nukes,
Yeah.
when America became that superpower. His reign was really short-lived when you think about it. It's
Yeah.
only like fucking
Barely
20, 30.
It's
You
not
know,
long.
after
That's,
that, it's just a downfall.
that's why the Lord calls it a little season.
Yep.
This is what the law was speaking of. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. Right, so this devil is, his own pride has deceived himself.
Yep.
You know, this devil here, he thinks that, he's outdone the Most High. Go back to what he said, everything was given unto him. Even the very ICD of Muslims. They just created this. The Lord created these things. This devil to destroy himself. Exactly. You know that? And he's been disillusioned and thinking that he's still up here. Yeah. And that's why, as the scripture's going to say, I know that's good, it says, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Amen. The Most High is all see that? Imagine standing up there on that building, you way up there. What the hell is going to happen to you? You're going to split. It's over. So these devils here, they know they can't get this.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. He set it up to where it seems almost impossible for anybody to take this devil down.
Yeah.
Right? You know, the nations are afraid. Right?
Yeah.
You know, here is the scriptures like, who shall bring me down?
Who should make war with the beast? Okay, because these nations fear, as you quoted, man, when that it's spiritual that brought that Oppenheimer movie out. And the Most High created the Smith. Yep. He put the spirit on Esau to create that nuclear.
Yeah, and if I could add, that Oppenheimer film is a must watch. It's a must watch because it really IMAX because it really shows how the Lord really put a spirit on them scientists to come together and to develop that technology. Because you got to think, at that time, it's a time period when the access of communicating wasn't as easy as it is today, and you're gathering nuclear physicists. I can't even say the actual physicists from across the entire globe to come together to make a fucking bomb.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That was coming from Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, they took the German scientists and split them. Half went to America, half went to Russia.
Yeah, the wise men of team.
How minuscule you have to be to create an object that can launch this. Everything has to work at a certain time.
Yep.
That's not even you jumping the gun, brother. You gotta get to the core of the shit that it took for him to split the atom. Before we even get to the missile, we gotta get to the beginning of that shit, man.
There were different scientists, discovered, the atom. Yep. Learned how to split atoms.
Yep.
Different things like that. And Oppenheimer put it all together. Einstein, he had his two equals MC squared. They had to get all the equations, they had all the equations. Then Oppenheimer, orchestrated and put it all together.
Yeah, you want the scripture on it?
On that, somebody look up Adam and Adam. Because like you said, he thought he did that on his own. That's why we're going to go back to that Obadiah. But it said that his pride had deceived him. All right? Because when he was able to develop that what was the first one? Before the game, the atomic bomb. The atomic bomb, he thought that, hey, as he said, I have become the destroyer of the world. Yeah. Because nobody had the technology that he had developed when he dropped that damn shit on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. All right, that's what they call it, the data room still.
This is the word for atom, etymology. It says not to cut, it says indivisible.
Indivisible. Which shows you that was the Most High. Somebody know where that scripture at? Show you. Right? So the word Adam literally means indivisible. So he gave this nigga the technology to be able to split the atom. Alright?
This is Luke chapter 1 and 37. It's a lot you added. Luke 1 and 37. And in the King James Version, for with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, nothing shall be impossible.
Nothing is impossible with the Lord. So the Lord is in control of everything. So shit that you think ever happened. Because up until that point, nobody ever thought that it was possible to split an atom, let alone make a bomb from it. And then you see what this nigga does in his military. He uses the natural element that the Most High created and turn it into weapons.
Yeah. Yep.
First they had to find out what the hell uranium is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Plutonium, 235, 238, I believe. They had, refine it. Do all that.
Yeah, they had to manipulate it to get down to the measure what they can use without killing
It's
themselves.
so crazy that when you think of things like that, you only think about the bad shit that be done with it. There's also good things that can be done for your rating.
Yeah, for the earth. Yeah.
This devil he's crafty, man. But like I said, everything that was given to him was given to him in his life.
That's right.
Everything this devil has done is made it the Lord is the spirit of this stuff. Right? To create this thing. And then he created he allowed Esau to have a spirit to create something that's going to again destroy himself.
It's Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Right. Smith is pretty much, like I said, the scientist. If you go back into the ancient world, the Smiths were the ones that created weapons. You got the blacksmith, the swordsmith, and hit the hammer on the steel, pouring the molten lava on it, creating the weapons and whatnot. Hey, these scientists are modern day Smiths, man. Create these diseases in the lab and shit, man. Alright, but the Lord put the spirit on those German scientists to create the atomic bomb. Led all the way up to what we see now, which is the nuke spin.
That's right. And it says, and I have created the waster to destroy.
That's why he said, I have become as death.
Yep.
Right? And when that nigga successfully affected that, he really cried. He was like, yo, he knew at some point that shit's gonna come back and bite us. Because as we know, everybody is so hesitant to shoot those missiles off, because like people said, if World War III happens, it's gonna send the world back to the Stone Age.
Yep.
Alright, because the Lord is gonna use the nuclear missiles to reset the world.
Yep.
Because as we know that sweeping fire that's going to take place, as it says, it's going to move, what's that, Isaiah?
Move mountains.
It's going to move mountains, it's going to create new lands. All right? So it's literally going to be the true great reset, man.
It's beautiful that the Lord had it to where, an event like that where you had such security and intel being shared, that information was able to get back to the Russians, for them to start to be able to develop that technology on their own. Because then what came out of that? The nuclear race. Everyone started to have that ability to start to, bring forth that technology. Because it's ultimately for the Lord's purpose, right?
Well, that's what it says. Knowledge shall be increased in the last days.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
It's Isaiah 24 and verse 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
As we were going to earlier, this is proof to show you that Esau is not the true ruler of the world. That the brother brought out in Sirach, right? The wise king will instruct his people. When you go into what a kingdom is, the kingdom is a reflection of the rulership of the ruler. So how his mind is defeated when he goes in that manner. And as you see, this man is the wicked. Therefore, the people mirror the image of their ruler. This is why you see everything operating like how they do. Because they're a mirror image of this damn devil.
That's right.
So under his rule, he has destroyed the earth.
Verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate, for the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left.
Right, that curse being that oxygen nuclear missile fire, man. That lake of fire, the second death. Which is going to devour the earth. Alright, not saying the whole earth is going to go up in flames, but here in Babylon, the land of Israel, and several other areas that the Most High needs to cleanse, that nuclear fire is going to cleanse it. And we know that fire, alright, that's the new flood the Lord is bringing. He promised that you factors took and polluted it in the rainbow. That was a covenant that the Lord made back then that he wasn't going to flood the earth with fire. So Now, what?
This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 6. Whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. Verse 7. But the heavens and earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Right. The word is being reserved unto judgment that we're about to see take place when it will be elected. All right? Like I said, the Lord said he wasn't going to flood the earth with fire. The water. Just go around there. This is why you have the fire. Because two cleansing agents is water and fire, man. All right? So he allowed Esau to create this nuclear missile, as the boss said, to destroy himself. Right? Because in nuclear warfare, there's no winners. Right? Both sides lose, because once those missiles get shot off, there's no turning them back.
So they call it mutually assured destruction.
Exactly.
So they basically come to an agreement that if I shoot, you're going to shoot, and we just going to destroy everything.
Like, fuck it, all bets are off. I die, you die, we all gonna die. That's the sentiment that Esau has always shown.
Yep. Even you had Putin say that, right? Putin was on the panel and he was asked about nuclear war, and he said, "Who would want a world without Russia?" Pretty much saying like, look, if we gonna take it there, let's take it there for real. Like, you shoot yours, I'm gonna shoot mine. Fuck that. Ain't nobody gonna.
Yeah, that's when he said we know our end. Our end is gonna be something. He said your end is fire.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That show you they know the scriptures.
Yeah, that's what Putin said.
I mean, there's certain movies that show that, man. It show three guys all sitting there pointing guns at each other. And all of them start yelling, ah! Next thing everybody pull the trigger.
Start shooting, man. Niggas, wow.
Standoff.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, that's a modern day standoff. You right.
And then who gonna come in the door?
Yahweh Shah.
You know, kicking the door like Dickie, man. Give me the loot. Give me everything, because it belongs to him anyway, man.
Yep.
All right?
Yep. Snatch control out of his hand.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24. We'll jump straight to the point, verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a trumpet, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and shall fall and not rise. Because the power that those nuclear missiles possess, when they hit the land, it's going to shake the earth.
Right.
Everybody's going to
tectonic
feel it.
plates.
Yeah, everybody's going to feel it, man. You know, we thought Pangea was a wonder. Wait till this new world form after these nuclear missiles get done. Right? And that's why, real quick, that's part of the benefit we got in the kingdom. We're going to be able to explore a new world, man.
Yep.
You know, that's what we got to look forward to after destruction.
Revelation 6:14. And the heaven departed, and the scroll was rolled together. That ICBM missile hit.
Yeah, that's the depiction of that mushroom cloud that you see, like when they was dropping the nukes in the ocean. If you believe they was trying to do that, try to hit the Bible. If you see that big mushroom cloud come up, that's what the model reads. Right?
And every mountain and island were moved out in places.
Right, because when that happens, all right, the water, all right, it's going to remove certain lands. It's going to wash up new lands, all right? And that's what's going to make the new world, man. Okay?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38 and 20. So that the fishes of the sea, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the fields, and all creeping things that crept upon the earth, and all the men that are upon the face of the earth, shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. That's when the ICBM missiles hit. When they hit, they're going to hit all over the place. In the ocean, on the mountains, on the land, everything going to fall. Animals going to die. That mountain's going to die. And certainly, you doggone Israelites that don't repent and come back to y'all about some y'all try, y'all going to die. Esau's kingdom is going to be annihilated. Like the scripture said, the earth's going to move. Everything's going to be moved out of place. It's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. The globe that you see it today is not going to look like what you see it today. You got a globe at your house or a map, it's not going to look like that. Just like when the flood came, the Noah's flood, it didn't look like it looked today. The earth looked different. It was a one big continent. And when the flood came, it separated what it looked like today. Now when these ICBM missiles hit, it's going to be rearranged again. That's going to be the new heaven and the new earth the Most High speaks about in the scriptures.
This is a Google search that says, what happens if nuclear weapons are used? It says a single nuclear weapon can destroy a city, kill most of its people. Several nuclear explosions over modern cities can kill tens of millions of people. So how much more so 200 million? I already know that. No,
yeah, and if I may add too, you got missiles like SARMAT, S-23. Oh yeah. Also, it can drop over 10 to 15 one missile. You out here that's unconvinced. You can look up. It's a website called nuclearsecrecy.com where you can actually test out the bomb radius of the nuke. All right, the different bombs that Esau has used and will use.
It says how nuclear war would affect Earth today. It says the effects are too likely to be globally catastrophic. Oceans take longer to recover than land. It says globally catastrophic. Going back to the Isaiah 24 and 20. Could the brother get that again?
Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. It reads, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard.
I said reel to and fro pretty much to shake. But going back to where it says the effects are too likely to be globally catastrophic. Going back to that.
And shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again.
Esau, once these nuclear missiles shoot off, that's it for him.
Stay in, dog. Stay in.
Ain't no Superman coming for Esau.
Nah, he ain't gonna be yuling out of that.
Well, like I was saying, once this nuclear war breaks out, all right, unlike what the elites planned, there's not gonna be no you rising from the ashes like a phoenix. No. Once these missiles shot, that spells the end of your rulership, along with the rest of the heathen. All right. So that's why we always tell you, Edomites, go ahead and live it up. This is why you see these niggas like, Biden, who they're hesitant on trying to, escalate this war. So it was really, it's the most high, as we know, the conference, right? The King's Heart, he's moving things according to his will. He wants the story to go just like how he has prepared. All right?
I got some more just for you in the same exact chapter. Isaiah 24 and 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth.
Yeah, the Lord's going to punish the high ones with the elites, man. All right? Because they're behind the scenes thinking that they're the ones in control, not realizing that, hey, nigga, you a puppet. Yep. It's strings in your back, dog. You ain't moving shit on your own, man. All right? So with that being said, man, the Lord, hey, just know, this is why they're hiding in their bunkers, man. Because like the scriptures say, man, somebody hold that too. So they hide in the rocks.
Yeah, Revelation.
The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains.
All you world leaders, specifically talking about you Edomites, but all you world leaders from all you different nations, man. Go ahead.
And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Yeah, they're trying to hide from your Yahushua, man. That's why, because they know the Lord's coming back. And the Elder Ashiar years ago, he had shown us this article that pretty much said that everything that you see the elites doing, they're doing this to purposely make Yahushua come back. Because in their convoluted mind, they think they have the power to overtake Yahushua. Right? What's up, man?
This is Zechariah 14 and 12. This is what they're going to be hiding in the mountains and the rocks. And it shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh by sending y'all will smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem, so-called Native Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, and the so-called black man in America. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Duking up destruction. This is asking me alone. This is remember, this was written thousands of years ago, man.
Right.
It ain't like somebody wrote it, 20, 30 years ago.
Right. That's that lake of fire. That's the second death.
That's right.
The Edomites, the heathen, the 2/3 are gonna be at.
That's what you Christians preaching about in the scripture. Don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Sitting up in the pulpit talking about the lake of fire in the middle of the earth and the devil and demons. Man, come on.
Now it's like you said, like brothers is saying, look, the scriptures say in Proverbs the 21st chapter that the king's heart is to try to withstand a nuclear fallout, right? Did you get that account in Psalm 149?
He literally created their own jail cell though. Because they're going to be in there until it's time for Yahweh Shai and the elect, we're in sin. All right? Go and fuck your ass up like how you did Saddam Hussein, man.
Yep.
You're going to fuck your ass like a carrot in the damn dirt, man.
We got the account.
So Psalm 149, and I'll start in verse 7. I'll start in verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let high praises be of the Most High in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
But wait, I thought everybody could be saved.
I know, right?
Esau show you that right now. How are you, in one hand, talking about everybody's equal, but then in your New World Order, it says that you're going to own nothing left. Only people that's going to have something is the elites.
Yep.
So where's the equality in that? Well, show you this nigga has a double tongue, man.
Yep.
You people fall for it. You niggas eating crackhead chicken.
Yep. And the perms and shit. Smoking them lace blunts.
Psalm
They get
49.
that in church. You niggas drunk off that communion wine, not even put that shit in poison, man.
Yep. And Kool-Aid.
49 and verse 8.
Niggas in there drinking milk, man.
No, but that's what he did with the Kool-Aid. But back in the day, we all was victims of the Kool-Aid. That's that nigga.
The Lord kept us, though.
Yeah, the Lord kept us.
That great custom, man. Where the Lord was able to bring us out of that bullshit, man.
Goddamn Kool-Aid, that sugar.
All of us that was in them church, man, we didn't really believe in that shit like that. You was with it, because we didn't know no better, but then when you walked sick about shit, you left that shit.
Psalm 149 and verse 8. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of iron.
Right, just like the brother has said. We gonna pull your asses out them damn bunkers, out them pits, and we gonna put your ass into shackles, man.
Yep.
All right, and that's gonna be your experience in the kingdom of heaven. You're not gonna live a lavish life like you thought you were. Coming out and saying that we finally were able to accomplish our endeavor. Your lot is to be a servant.
Yeah.
You don't know how that feel, man. Eddie Griffin had the stand-up.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty much talking about, how he thought Obama was going to do. It was like, yo, look, you lucky we don't have the power to put your ass in slavery. He was like, yo, when he was nice to me, he said, you going to have your ass picking cotton at night? No, nigga. You going to be in the blazing hot sun with no sunscreen, cutting grass with scissors. Making big rocks and little rocks, man.
Yep.
And you better make that shit look pretty.
Yeah, looking like a lobster out there.
Hey, scriptures say that what thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. You see that? And so if you think about us, we were gathered up right on the west coast of Africa, going about our day, and they threw us on slave ships and chains and violently tossed us right to and fro like a ball, man. You got people out here telling you that that the slave ship ended is a whole other topic. Right? And then what happened when we came off the slave ship? We were thrown hardcore to go ahead first in hardcore captivity, man.
Hardcore we want no goddamn indentured service, man.
Yeah.
Like these motherfuckers trying to tell our younger generation, man.
Yeah.
No, nigga, we got our ass full. You see why they don't show roofs no more?
Yeah.
Like the apostles was going into, man. When that first came out, they was going to school whooping Edomites' asses, man.
Yeah.
Because they never seen that type of shit before. They didn't really understand what happened.
That ain't even do with proper justice to show you what really went on.
We're gonna do the same thing to them, man. We're gonna do the same exact thing you're doing about your day, right? And your whole day is gonna turn upside down. I'm gonna tell you what it's going.
It's Isaiah 14 and verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
But I thought everybody could be saved though. Scriptures is showing you that salvation is for the Israelites.
Scriptures show you have the favor in the eyes of the Lord. The Israelites, man. That's why they're so mad about us bringing this word up. Because they ain't persecuting Christians.
No.
They ain't persecuting no goddamn Muslim, no Buddhist, no Egyptologists. It's all the Israelites.
Yep.
And all that other stuff is bullshit.
The whole Bible was based on Israel.
Thank you.
Right?
And it never changed.
That's right.
Israelite supremacy.
As a matter of fact, the Most High created the bounds according to who? The Israelites, man. The Lord said that He had created, that He had chosen Israel, a special people, unto Himself, man. They didn't say anything about the whole world. You John 3:16 brought out, the Most High had revealed the secret to the servants and the prophets.
To continue on. And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. They shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids.
It didn't say ask them nicely. I said, hey, can you come and bring them? No, I said, we took them, man. No, we took them captives, man.
He's going to get that done.
Right? You made your ass squad, and you're going to do it, man. You're going to work.
It says, shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
I think they're doing it now because it's phone. It sounds like slavery to me. See that? That's what it sounds like to me. It don't sound like no damn indentured servant, man. It sounds like slavery.
It says, and they shall take them captives.
Take them captives.
Whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. I got
Get James 2 and 3.
So we were
2 and
slaves,
13.
right? And we're still slaves today, so we're going to take you captives, man. We're going to make you slaves.
Okay. Yes, because the beauty and the irony of it is that everything that you're trying to do to us is going to flip back on it. You're trying to make us a perpetual slave with that mark of the beast. And you're going to end up a perpetual slave to us until your 1,000-year period is done, and you're going to be done away with. You're trying to annihilate us. The Lord's going to genocide you.
Deuteronomy 26 ain't no man shall bear you. Ain't no man gonna be able to get you out of there.
And scriptures tell you that all these curses shall come upon who? Thy enemy. Right. So that's the same thing is gonna happen to you. All the curses, man. Beating your asses out there in the kingdom.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Inheritance, that's synonymous with property. See, we're going to rule the heathen in the kingdom. And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
What is a possession, if I may ask? That means it's something that belongs to who? It belongs to somebody. Man. Yeah. Exactly. So you heathens, you're gonna belong to us.
The damn heathen gonna have slapped on their fucking forehead. Belongs to
Nation
of
Israel.
Do you mind if I take a photo and I post on my friends for my Christian church at my home?
You can find us on YouTube.
On YouTube, really?
No pictures.
No, on YouTube. What's the name of your group?
GMS Charlotte.
Was it? GM.
The book of Psalms, chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Verse 9. Thou shalt break them with the rod of iron. That means with restrictions. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Fine. Pretty much how Esau did us. We can do them 1,000 times worse. And righteousness.
Man, you fucking heathen don't realize that you put yourself into the ultimate trick bag, man. For you to go out here and exalt yourselves over the Israelites to pretty much downtrodden us, right, to forward our affliction, you don't understand that you're about to have all of that return upon your head double, man.
All that being said, this is leading to why, number one, they don't want us to return back into the truth. This is why they're afraid of what Yahweh shall bring. His return dispel all this what we're going through out.
Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my words to the end, to him will I give power over the nation.
Keeping his word to the end. For those brothers, all right, and the few sisters that are saved, man, but we're talking about today, all right, we're going to be given power over you heathen. What's that word power? Go back to dominion, real quick. Deuteronomy 28 verse. Somebody look up that word.
The book, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1, it reads, "And it shall come to pass, thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh Shai, thy power will set thee on high above all nations."
Well, that shows you just expound on what you're talking about, man. This is going to our inheritance if we were to keep the law, statutes, commandments like the Lord commanded us to. The first thing it said, the Lord will set us on high above all the nations. So all you nations, technically, are under that. That's why. Nah, equality is nowhere in the scripture, man. That's a false term. Anybody believes in the Bible. It's not even equal equality amongst the Israelites. It's levels. All right? Equality is just a made-up term, man. Because when you look at this world, nothing is equal to anything. Some things are better than others, some things are worse than others, man. Equality was some bullshit term we found in America, man.
It's the word for on high. It says, it's Strong's H 5945. It reads, high upper of Davidic king exalted above monarchs.
And what's that talking about? The house of David, which is going to be the ruling class, the ruling government over the whole world. Micah 2, that's like Isaiah 2, Micah 4, goes into that, man. No? We got good?
It's Strong's H. Strong's H 5945, it reads, of Davidic king exalted above monarchs, highest most high, of rulers, either monarchs or angel princes.
Yeah, this is why Esau, you Christians talk about the kingdom of heaven. This is why you purposely omit the house of David. Because you know during the time of King David, what happened? The nations were getting your ass handed to y'all. Alright? He set up for King Solomon to have them 40 years of peace. Alright? And whenever you go into, I believe that's Daniel, Daniel 2:44. What would you got? Somebody else did that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. And reads, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to another people.
That's a good one. What's the one? Daniel 7. The one thing.
Take the kingdom.
Well, it said that the Lord promised David's son that he will have an everlasting kingdom.
Oh, that's one of Isaiah too.
It said Daniel.
You said Daniel 7 and what up?
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 14. And there was given him dominion, glory, and kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed.
That's the day of the morning. It's going to be a man that was going to rule the kingdom forever. You know, King Solomon, he came out, right? He ruled the kingdom for 40 years when he fell. You know, I was talking about Solomon, but in a sense it was because we know that King Solomon was Yahweh reincarnated. So we have the ears to hear. And really, that was talking about King Solomon, but in his future self, man. And he came back as Yahweh. So under his rulership, all right, he was going to have an everlasting kingdom that he was going to share with the Israelites, man. All right? And under that kingdom, we would never fall again, man. All you nations would be perpetual slaves unto us. So Because that's your role. The scripture tell you that the saints of the Most High should what? They should take the kingdom.
That's right.
And possess it forever and ever. So after this devil's his rulership, that's it. We got it. That's it.
Come, I'm going to read down to verse 7. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder."
Right, unto us a child was born, the government was given, because if you read in Matthew 1, all right, go to the lineage of Yahweh Shai, which proves to you that number one, he came out of the Lord of David.
That's right.
And then two, it says that he was born to save his people from their sins, man.
That's right.
Read that again.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace."
Right. The Son is always given to Yahweh Shai. That's not his actual name. That's what the scripture talk about. He has many names. No, he has one name that was sanctified under heaven. Yahweh Shai. He is the deliverer. He delivers. Because he's going to deliver his people, which are the Israelites and nobody else, from our sins, man.
That's right. Come on, verse 7. It says, "Of the increase of his government," it says, "Of the increase his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David."
Yeah, no end. Because like I said, man, the house of David, all right, because the order in the kingdom, we got Yahweh Shai, King David, the 12 and the rest of Israel. 144 and the rest of Israel. All right, so where's the equality in that?
That's right.
All right, for all you niggas out here, that's still trying to save 2/3. Why would 2/3 be given the honor of the elect when they voted on this side?
That's right.
That's part of why we do what we do. We hope to be a part of that remnant that's gonna have that higher title.
2/3, they're not sighing and crying for all the abominations that we done in Israel. Right? That's why you see the Lord destroying the lives of the people, man. Right? So how the hell can we say, all Israel?
It's not saying that they're not gonna make it.
Yeah, they're gonna make it.
They're gonna be in the kingdom. They're gonna be ruling. They're gonna be rich.
Yep.
They're gonna have stuff, but it's not gonna be the same as a member of the elect.
Hey, and they finish it out, speaks on it. And it says, "And the throne of David, and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish, and with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever."
Right.
And it says, "The zeal of the Lord of hosts perform this."
Because the elect were those first created spirits, the first fruits that was back in Yahweh Shai during the beginning of creation.
That's right.
So, with that being said, we are going to be put back in that position that we once were back when Yahweh Shai was creating everything.
That's right.
We read about it says God was being Elohim in Genesis 1. God willing, we're the elect. We were those Elohim that weren't Elohim now.
Yeah.
Because in this corruptible flesh, he changed the
That's why the Lord said, "Let everything be done in decency and order."
Yeah,
That's why
we're going to bring order back into this world without order. All right, we're going to set things back into the proper way that the Lord created them to be.
Yep, that's right.
And to add what you were speaking on, Revelation 3 and 21. To him that overcometh, will I grant to sit with me in my throne. See? There's a lot of children of Israel, man, who that repent, come back, Yahweh Shai, come out and teach the word, they're bringing the hope, seal the hope elect to the end. Who to overcome it? You're going to sit with Yahweh Shai on the throne, man, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Even as I've overcome, and I am set down with my Father in his throne. See?
Right.
That's the men of the Lord that you see preaching and teaching on the highways and byways, all of the plants, and the hopeful elect is waking up. They're the ones that's going to be running it all, man, under the roof of Yahweh Shai under King David.
That's right.
In the next kingdom to come.
That's the reward that is with us. This is what you're fighting for. If you say you truly believe in the kingdom of heaven, we ain't got the translation of these already because everything over the world is going to be right. You niggas want the money, you want the fame, you want the clout, you want the limit. You want niggas to reverence you like you're somebody.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Fuck all that shit, man. Because that ain't comparing to what we gonna get in the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's right.
Because like you just said, you said your mom's things above. Look how wonderful the Spirit is blessing us right now. So in the kingdom, everything is going to be tangible. We're going to actually be able to manifest these things and what's going on. And like this, that's how that. Right? We're putting our stock into the spirit, and that's going to pay off way more than the goddamn bag over here will, man.
Yeah. Right.
You know? And the investment the Lord's going to return us with, man. All right, for us investing our blood, sweat, and tears into this truth, man, it's going to be immeasurable, man. To the point where the Lord says, before we even ask Him, He's going to have it.
Yep.
And the best thing about that is we're going to be able to see the Lord's face in that thing.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Speaking of the entrance into the kingdom of heaven.
He might be a J.
Verse 13, for the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit. Verse 14, the point. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. That's the condition of the battle, right? We have to go through the trials, the tribulation, the pain, the suffering, right? All to enter the kingdom, all right? Because that's what we're fighting for at the end of the day, right? It tells us in the book of 1 Corinthians 7 and 31, right, that the fashion of this world will pass away, right? As me and the brother Panawaf had did a lesson earlier today, right? We understand and we see clear as day that this society is collapsing, right? The Western way is proving that it's not gonna stand for much longer. So with that understanding, with us having this insight, this spiritual foresight, how should we be moving? Just enduring. It's the condition of the battle. You're gonna suffer regardless. Shit, that's what drew all of us to the truth, right? Suffering in the world, but now you suffer with purpose.
Trying to reap a reward.
Yeah, but that goes into just the small things that we do in this society, such as you in the gym. You busting the weights out, man. You suffer. And then the reward that you reap after that, man, and your body, it gives back what you put into it, man.
Yeah.
And they have that saying in the world, get out what you put in.
That's right.
Right? So we're putting in as much work as we can. Like you said, man, the harvest is good from the labor of you. Right? So with that being said, man, hey, man, it's much work we can do. We know that the Lord's going to reward you. The Lord is not unrighteous. The Lord is righteous.
I got a precept for you right there. Speaking on the riches, you know, the reward of these riches. It's Romans 11 and verse 33. It's, oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh. The depth of it, right?
It's unsearchable. Because the Lord, bro, every day in the kingdom.
That's the next verse.
Go ahead.
It says, how unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out.
Bro, that's one of the beauties of the kingdom of heaven, bro. Every day, the Lord's going to reveal something new to us, man. Just like how it is now, but we're going to be God, but still getting revealed new things, man.
Exactly.
Bro, why the fuck would you sign for this bullshit here, man? Hey, that nigga, there's a rapper, John Carter said a verse, he was like, God promised me, God promised me blessing, why would I settle for thee?
Yeah.
But the shit out here, you gotta get, man.
It ain't worth it, man.
What that, you talking about the rapper?
Nah, it was on the double XL side.
Oh, okay. I thought something about that rapper. Oh, okay.
Because things, government, you can't even imagine. This is Jake's heaven right here, man. Right? And I just want to read one of the awesome rewards, man. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. Chapter 2, starting verse 42, it reads, and I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and all day praised the Lord, right? The Lord was song. And in the midst of them, there was a young man of high stature, Yahushua, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of the heads sat crowned. Right, imagine
saying that is physically and symbolically. Yeah. Because Yahushua is the greatest creation ever created. But he's also going to be physically tall to all of us too. So you know that's Yahushua.
So you know, and was more exalted which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Son, what are these? He answered and said to me, These be they that have put off mortal clothes and have put on immortal.
Right. Let me read it. All right, that crowning ceremony that's going to take place in the chariots after the elect were delivered from Babylon the Great. We don't know how long this process is going to take, but we know that when Paul said, I have a crown laid up for me, this is what this is entailing, man. And just thinking about that, all right, that should bring you hope. That's, you already know you're going to have your own personalized crown, you're going to have whatever precious stones you like. And then the fact that Yahweh Shai himself is going to sit in your head, too, job well done.
That's a hell of a
That's motivation over everything.
Yeah.
That's for the, I can say fuck the crown, but
that's gonna be like an overwhelming, like serotonin, dopamine. You just gonna be going crazy.
Just the fact, if I didn't even get the crown, just you being there, man, we're gonna be crying, snapping,
Yahweh Shai just walking up on you, like, come on, bro.
I might have to hold you up, man. Shit, you gonna be so weak, like,
hold up, brother, hold up.
Like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be fake night. When you saw Michael Jackson with the Beatles, that's how we're gonna be. We're gonna be stronger, dude.
It's gonna be overwhelmed.
Damn, bro, it's gonna be so overwhelming.
Howard Shai was taller than the rest. Y'all seen that movie Troy?
Yeah.
First battle scene, how that big guy was tall, bigger than all the rest. That's how I picture Howard Shai. Tall and bigger than all the rest.
It's gonna be like fame. You're gonna be fame struck.
And then
Yeah, starstruck. Yeah.
Bitches they used to run after the demons. That's probably how we do. I ain't gonna say run after Yahweh Shai.
You gonna be in that, like you said, that starstruck, like, yo, this is really happening. Like, yo, I'm a quality of that. I'm about to have a crown set on my head by Yahweh Shai himself. And the beautiful part about it, only the elect is gonna get that honor.
Yeah. Nobody else is gonna be there.
Nobody's gonna be able to see it. Be there too. It's only for the elect.
It's gonna be just stories heard about.
And then we're gonna have that wand that the Lord say He's been saving.
Yeah.
You know that shit gonna be cold as hell, man.
That's the rewards of the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's what many.
Millennium aged wine.
Yeah.
One sip probably gonna have you big.
Shot.
Hey, you in that chariot sitting back like
Big
that.
ass small on your face. Like,
Bengals all nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said to me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal.
Right. That put off this world and put on the spirit of the kingdom of heaven. That's right.
And have confessed the name of the Most High Yahweh. A lot of you, a lot of people out there, they don't even have it. Some people that do have it, they don't really believe in it. The Lord knows those call and worship His name with truth and sincerity. His name and also Yahweh Shai.
Need that.
But the thing about it, you're worshiping Yahweh when you worship Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because I heard you say this before, but it's like, you give him praise, you actually honoring Yahweh twice. Yeah. You say Yahweh Basha, Yahweh Shai. That's the name of that saying that twice. That's right. Right? Go ahead.
Say it all. Now are they crowned and have received arms. Then it
arms is symbolic of that victory that we received. That's what I'm saying. The arms they received the victory.
Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 46. Then said I to the angel, what young person is that crowneth them and giveth them palms in the hands? So he answered and said, me.
He said that young person, because when we get those new bodies, man, we're going to forever be in our youth. All right? So they call it your prom. You're going to look like that forever. It ain't going to age.
Song called Forever Young. Forever Young, man. It up.
your muscles. Yeah. Gonna have that beautiful, dark skin again.
Shit gonna be glowing.
Gonna have your hair on back, your beard. Bro, that can't go to beard.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
No patches.
Yeah. Man.
It's gonna be perfect. Man, everything gonna be perfect.
Everything gonna be perfect. Down to the feet. Everything.
Ain't gonna be no bunions.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you're gonna have nothing. They're gonna be white teeth.
Wait. It's your mind alone.
Yeah. How you lost
That alone right there is beautiful. Not a wicked thought to come across you.
Tasting real fruit.
Breathing real air.
Breathing real
water,
air.
Having real, pure, undefiled virgins.
This is what the scriptures speak about. How our conversation is in the heavens, man. The world ain't even thinking about this. Their focus is on the fight tonight.
Yeah, they're thinking about some damn chicken wings, some fucking cheese fries.
Yeah. New York game shows and shit like that. That's ridiculous.
We ready for this. Yeah. Because when the Apostle Paul talks about envisioning the scriptures, when we read these, we can actually picture them. Yeah. Therefore, that vision is imparted into our spirit. So when you get weary, this is what you tap back into to keep you motivated.
Second Ezra chapter 2, and I'm gonna read verse 47. So he answered me and said, said to me,
see how the spirit shifts?
it is the Son of the Most High, Yahweh, whom they best in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly. Name the Lord. Then the angel.
Like I mentioned too, say they stood stiffly. That's because pretty much they established and firm in that rock. That's why she got the house shot.
Holy Spirit.
I have not things in this world, when you stand stiffly for something, even all the way up until the end, man. While the brothers, Mark the smartest, for this thing, or brothers always, make it to see the chariots, man. Now I see the else come down. To stand stiffly and firmly, man, not wavering, man. See that? Yeah. Second Ezra, chapter 2, and we read verse 48. Then the angel said unto me, go thy way, tell my people what manner of things, how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen. So this is what we're doing now, man. Telling our people about the kingdom, telling our people to pray and repent, things that await, man. If we stand patiently, man, stand firm in this thing, man.
Speaking for vision for our people that have people with them. Like you said earlier, the reason why 2/3 they can't pick this because they can't see it. Yeah.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147 and 19. Right now, the Most High, through the men of the Lord, He's showing His word to Jacob. He's showing His word to Jacob. It's like right now, we're showing you word, man.
He said, show it so you can see it.
It's like we talk about how everything will be in heaven. We're showing you the word, man. We're showing you the scripture.
Because us showing our people by us telling us that we're bringing you the kingdom of heaven right here. Right. Because Scripture says the kingdom of heaven is within you.
That's right.
His statutes, His judgments unto Israel, to the Israelites. Ain't nobody can get this word except for the ones that repent of Israel, man. All the dark sayings, the mysteries, the precepts, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Nobody gonna get it. So the word's been shown unto the Israelites, man. They repent and come back to Yahweh Shah.
The elect.
The elect. Verse 20, He hath not dealt so with any nation. He ain't showing us to any nation. He ain't showing us to the wicked. Only the hopeful elect that repent and come back is going to get it. He's going to believe, going to see it, going to see the movie playing, through the scriptures, man.
And this is the ultra screenplay right here. That's right. And they said, man, this is the world is the stage. The people are merely the players. The Most High is the director. Everything how He sees fit to go for His script.
And as for His judgments, they have not known them. Praise be the Lord. How about you all Y'all don't know. Y'all unrepentant. Y'all don't know. Y'all think it's fairy tale. Y'all don't believe.
Got a precept for you. Okay, go ahead.
This is
Yeah, just one. Yeah, just building off what he was just saying. Colossians 1 and verse 26. Even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints. Right? So what you're saying is, the truth being made manifest to the saints of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? It says, to whom Yahweh would make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles. So he made it known to the elect, the mystery amongst the Gentiles, right? Which is in Hamashiach, in you, the hope of the glory.
Right. When you go into that mystery, you go into the mysteria that means initiated.
That's right.
So only, because the elect really are spiritual supercells here in America, waiting to get activated. Right? Like you see these movies like Saw, different KGB agents that Russia has planned over here. Right? But what the elect, it's like the elect is the spiritual supercells here. Lord taps into the spirit and activates that. Right? That's what it's going to show. That's happening now. Let's bring it out this work.
But that's when he was already in the elect.
Exactly.
But again, the Lord just had to turn that place.
That's why, like all this, you say that the word is edifying.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the word edifying is the deal, right? Building that power back there.
That's why he say thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah,
it started with the men.
Because when you look at it, as you exercise this word by doing the videos, and out here speaking the language, you're holding the power. And this is like spiritual training. Accept the word.
That's right.
That's how you become strong in the word. Man.
say to the desire of sincere milk. With the milk, that's the foundation. And that's the basis. I was going to the kingdom.
Yeah, bring it back up.
This is, we talk about the kingdom. This is Psalms 92 and verse 11. It says, mine eyes also shall see my desire on mine enemies, Esau Edom. We're seeing the downfall of Esau Edom, the evil. It says, mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. 2/3, and then it says, the righteous shall flourish like the palm tree, who shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. It says, those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our power. Yeah, because reading, all right, Israel as a whole is going to grow in our righteousness. All right, like the scripture says, Esau, his power, he has spread himself like a green bay tree, where he's all over the world. Our influence is going to be like that in righteousness. All right, we're going to be everywhere, establishing ourselves, throughout the world, bringing it back to where we need to be at. Okay? Keep going. It says, they shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing. I want to get this one for fat. It says Deshaun H 1879. It says full of sap, rich, wealthy. So in the kingdom, the whole nation is going to be wealthy. Chiefly the elect. Did you get that? Second Ezra 8
This is Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 52. For unto you is paradise open.
Unto you. That's specified.
Right.
Talking about the elect, but all Israel is in whole.
That's right.
Verse 52. For unto you is paradise open.
Paradise. Our rest. Right? Our rest is down here. That's why Matthew 2:10 says you shall arise when you walk. But this is not your rest.
Right.
Because it is polluted and will destroy you with your sin destruction. Right? The Lord has paradise set aside for us. All right, but we have to go through the rain. We have to go through the storm first.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Continuing on. For unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteousness is made ready. The city is builded and rest is allowed.
Rest is allowed, boy. Rest is allowed. Going back to how this is not our rest, we get true rest in the kingdom. Because pretty much we're going to be made whole again.
Part of that part of that rest, all right, is us giving sovereignty back. People over here trying to establish that, but you can't get true sovereignty until this man is taken out the way, man. As long as this devil still has the power to fight, sovereignty is far away from him. And the Lord says he has to break the staff of the wicked. Somebody get that real quick. He has to fully take away this nigga power, man. Because once he's down, he has no means of getting back up.
It says, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. As Isaiah 14:5, it says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yeah, that's from all his power. Right? Like, he's broken down. He's going to be broken all the way down to where it's impossible for him to get built back up. Right? That's why if you looking at how to get sovereignty, you got to wait on your house shot. Your house shot is going to establish sovereignty, man. And everything is going to run through him. All power runs through him. The other nations being destroyed, all that circles around your house shot. Right? Which is why we're so fervent about pushing forth his kingdom. Because it's his kingdom before it's our kingdom. Because as scripture say, he's getting his glory already in the heavens. He needs his heaven, and he needs his glory down here on this earth. As scripture says in the Lord's Prayer, man, as in heaven, as on earth, man.
Daniel chapter 8:25. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. The point, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, Yahushua, but he shall be broken without hand. You know?
Like I said, the Lord has put the fire on him today. He actually has a chance to keep the Yahushua in the age. That's why he allowed him to create that 6 branch.
6. Yep.
Spirit
Race force.
6 that 6 man that's specified as Son of Man, right? So he thinks that he has the power to come against him because look, man, the shit that he has shown the public is very, very dumbed down shit that he has yet to fulfill, right? You go into what this nigga has in store, exoskeletons, all right? They got the AI powered drones that mimic chariots. Either way, right? So he's trying to establish himself to show you, nigga, I'm him. You're not, right?
Not that guy.
You are not that guy, man. You would never was, you would never be that guy, man. You're a peasant.
The Lord put you in that position to be that guy. But you're really not that guy. It was just the purpose of the fulfillment of prophecy. At the end of the day, there had to be a transition of power for the nation of Israel according to prophecy.
You have to put it on. It's like we have to put it on as being the tail.
Yep.
All right? And we're coming into the times where we're about to become the head.
Right. Ezekiel the 17th chapter. That low tree, the nation of Israel, and then now that high tree being the Israelites. We're about to see that transition.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7. And I'm going to start up at 7. It says, and now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So this is a question that Ezra is posing to the Most High. How long is this going to last?
Yeah.
Right? How long is this going to continue on, man? Just, we can't continue taking on much more abuse. But now, hey, he answered it up above in verse 6. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 10. I'm going to get it real quick. It says,
Take your time.
6 and 9, Salakia. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed it. So that's showing you right there, man, hey, that Esau's fooling right now, but he's letting you know that we got next. We got next in line. That's going to be the end of these heathen foolishness. Ain't gonna be the Jerusalem, but it's gonna be us forever.
That's right. That's right.
And it's needed, man.
Yes.
We can see clear as day, right, as we was discussing earlier. The state of this world under the Edomite hegemony has shown forth why nobody else can be in rulership but the Israelites.
The heathen period. Because Moab and they Down syndrome having ass, they think that they gonna rule next. Alright? Them niggas, like you said, they're incest babies. You see these niggas with the chick ass, that's because they suffer from Down syndrome because they're poor parents. Alright? They had sex with their father a lot. Yeah. What's a Victorian motherfucker? That's why you talked to her for years ago, man. You hear that Chinese and that Japanese, that's just Victorian.
They're crying out. Yeah.
So they think that they're gonna rule, but look how they operate. All right, these niggas over there making fucking, they got artificial water. They make water out of plastic. Over there, artificial drugs, artificial rice. They was eating shit sandwiches, man.
Yep. Selling that shit.
These niggas, that's why the scriptures tell you Moab is my wash pot.
They got they show a bunch of Moabites put the spices on rocks, man. It's sucking the rocks.
Yeah, I know y'all probably done seen they got the little Moabite dude here had that pot, and he just be throwing live animals in that shit.
Yeah.
And she be cooking, and he be trying to, here, throw the sauce on that shit and start cooking, eating right.
Yeah. Watching that mukbang shit. A lot of them niggas that be eating that bullshit is dukes, man.
Yep.
You know? So like I said, man, they ain't fit.
Hell.
They're fucking the world up too, man. With this technology, the majority of that technology comes from them. Yeah. Alright? So you're not ruling next. Alright, you Edomites, you're done. Alright, let you heathen. Once Esau goes down, that's it, man.
Even going back, they're part of the reason why the oceans are destroyed like they are.
Exactly.
They're the ones who are pushing people to eat all these abominable creatures that are designed to clean the waters. And then they overfish, and because they're overfishing, the dolphins are dying, and they're going out of their way to kill the dolphins, because the dolphins are eating the foods that they want to eat.
Yeah, you have a dish over there they call shark fin soup.
Yep.
Where they literally go and catch the shark, cut his fins off, and then just throw him back in the water, but he just sinks to the bottom and drowns and he can't swim because he ain't got no fins left.
That's crazy.
Here's another one. They have a thing, they eat fetuses. Yeah. Put it in soup, man.
Yep.
I see this nigga, this lady, she was out there edging the bushes and ran across a bird nest and picked all these birds up and just started throwing them out.
What the fuck?
These are your rulers.
Yeah. Can you bring that back and second Andrew 6 again, bro? What? These are the niggas that's over you. So that, knowing all this, knowing your inheritance, why does that not enrage you Jakes out here, man? You out here pushing for equality, but you got these niggas doing stupid shit like this, man.
They're
You got
clearly
the
not
Edomites over there worshiping fucking cows. They got a monkey temple. That's where Dragon Ball Z, that's where Goku comes from. A fucking monkey. The Monkey King, right?
Yep.
The Edomites, they worship rats. These low-level, unintelligent ass heathen have power that you don't over here in this world, man, because this is their world. Because they all worship Satan. They just name it different gods.
You got Ham putting his head in the ass and shit, getting pissed on.
All the idols, all the gods.
The idols.
Get that real quick.
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 57. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us.
They're reputed as nothing because they don't have a God to worship. Like I said, man, these heathen literally worship any and everything.
Yep.
Okay? But they have more power in this world than you Jakes do. This is why you see our women going over to Dubai getting shat on and pissed on by these damn sheiks, man, for some money. This is why you see niggas, alright, fucking selling their soul for a little bag, man, and some fame. And a record deal, that's shit.
says, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
Why did that happen? Because we forsook the Lord, our power, our God, for these other nations' gods, which, as the scripture won't take it there real quick.
This is Psalm chapter 96, verse 5. It says, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
So we forsook the Lord, our God, for these other nations' gods, which are no gods, they're just idols. They're figments of mankind's imagination.
Yep. Vanity. That's crazy.
Because I was gonna say, when you look at these different people that these other nations worship, you notice they all have tools for that. Buddha had a tool. Yep. Muhammad had a tool. And Al-Shai don't have a tool. Because when he was risen, okay, they can't find no force on him, man.
It's the word for idol. He said, I like y'all.
King David,
457 says, not good for nothing, worthless.
They swore they
false God. It says, vain vanity, no value, make of naught.
He said, I couldn't for nothing. Listen, scripture tell you that these gods that can't speak.
Probably stuck in the
Yeah. With Psalm 13 and 14, let's know about how idolatry is. These idols are powerful. As we show you, when you look at the reference says right before you look at the signs out here, So you got Jake that will literally get mad when they see her standing on fucking white Jesus' face, man.
Yeah.
We had a Jake that used to walk, talk about, I know you remember, we had a Jake used to walk around, he was back, we used to go kind of from behind me. An African nigga used to walk around with this big ass statue. Remember that shit? He would hold that shit like, yo,
like gold.
Don't touch my statue. This is my power.
Yeah. Like it was fucking gold.
Niggas praying to their ancestors. That shit is stupid. How the fuck you gonna pray to niggas? I'm gonna say niggas. You gonna pray to people back then that was enslaved.
And they couldn't even get it right.
They're gonna deliver you out of slavery. They couldn't deliver themselves.
Yeah, they couldn't even get it right. How the hell? What they gonna give you the keys to get it right?
Just that New Age religion taught underneath this bugged out heathen rulership.
Yeah, that's a heathenistic custom.
So I'm praying to the ancestors, the universe.
The Book of the Dead and shit.
What the fuck is this? You go into all this New Age shit. This New Age shit is nothing but Satanism repackaged because that's what they was doing during the Age of Enlightenment.
Yep.
Back after around the time of the Renaissance. Right?
Yep.
All right. The shit you seeing with these niggas that worship stones, but the stones are righteous when they're used correctly. Okay. These niggas becoming witches. People becoming spiritual.
Yeah.
Spiritual, you talk about it, you worship yourself. That's Satanism. Yep. All right, all that shit goes back to Satan. You're not worshiping the God of the Bible in the way that He commands you to worship. You're worshiping Satan.
That's right. It's plain. It's plain.
Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. The Lord made it simple. It's simplicity in our shot. Do as I say, or you're going to be you're an idol worshiper, and you're going to die. Definitely an idol worshiper. That's what we're talking about.
It's Deuteronomy 18 and verse 9. It says, Israel to avoid pagan practices. It says, when thou art come into the land which the Most High hath given thee, thou shalt not learn to do after the abomination of those nations.
That's right.
So we've been specifically instructed to not go after the ways of these other nations.
Right.
But, you going back to that movie, Jacob's been so conditioned through various means and all these enchantments, right, that this is what's causing them to go astray.
Right. They like the scriptures speak about, give not thy daughter much liberty to get abroad.
Yep.
Right? We serve, right, as the children of the Most High. And Israel is just going around playing the harlot. Going around.
That's why when you read about when we were going to conquer the different lands to get to the promised land, when we took over the heathen, the Lord told us to pretty much destroy every remembrance within the land. All right, to take the homes down, all right, to kill off all the men, all right,
kill the cattle,
the women, the cattle, the women that was pretty much already been touched, right? Because when we got that land, we're supposed to renew it, all right?
Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Israelites, man.
You park my car at the deck?
So, being known,
I got my hats or something.
Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10.
All right.
There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Now, back then,
read through
there
that
was actually a
bullshit.
practice
Took
where
like
they had,
2 hours.
you know, the
So I just
children
left
actually
it.
being put in the fire.
Yeah, I need to use the
Statue Molech, they put them on there and they
I tried to wait that shit out. 2 hours
now,
passed by. I said, fuck this
symbolically,
shit.
how you're seeing that
So I leave my phone in.
all right, is the portion clear. Because I believe in almost that verse. Because in one of the verses where it says pass the fire, it actually said the portion.
I got it.
So pass through fire is a portion, and it's also you giving your children.
Hey, Yabashimta. Hey, Shalom, Akim
It's also
Yabashimta.
going into, you know, you giving your children up to these damn wicked customs, or giving them over to Esau, all right?
Yeah.
Niggas like Jaden and Willow Smith. You see Dwayne Wade's son.
Shalom, hey, Yabashimta. Shalom, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
The Lord told us not to do that
Yes, sir.
shit, man, 'cause you're giving them over to
Take all late and
another
shit.
God. All right? The first fruit of your line is dealing with the son. That first son belongs to Yahweh Bashim Shah. You're giving that to another God, man.
He ain't got that much charge.
Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10 in the latter. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
Go out the thug.
You can put his in the middle. I'm gonna slide this one down.
It's one that they talk about pass through the fire. It actually set a board. Do that. Either way.
Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times.
Right, dealing with this witchcraft, man, which specifically with the women, right, they're heavy with this witchcraft, man. A lot of these women are leaving the Christian church, going into this witchcraft, heavy with the dark arts, what they call it, man. If you go on TikTok, TikTok is one of the major haters for these fucking witches. Okay? Astrology, yeah, that's witchcraft, man. You got also too, you drug dealers. That's witchcraft, man. Because that drug, people selling these drugs, man, you are giving your people over to the devil spirits, man. You're altering their life.
Right here in Deuteronomy 4:19. As thou lift up thine eyes to heaven, when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldst be driven to worship them and serve them. The Lord Yahweh Bashim thy power has divided to all nations.
Piss me off. Now I wasted all that time.
What's this? Sun, stars. Islam is the worship of the moon. All right, which really is the worship of the moon. You in church every Sunday, you worshiping the sun. Okay? Lord told us not to do that. And there's no designated day where you go and worship the Most. You're supposed to worship the Most High every day. All right? The church ain't nothing but a goddamn hauling house, man. You do all your wickedness. You in the club do your wickedness on Saturday, and go in the club on Sunday and do the bullshit all over again.
Well, the Lord say He dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
Exactly.
Acts 7th chapter.
Because the temple is you, nigga. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 113 and 2. It says, blessed be the name of the Lord from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun unto the going down of the same, the Lord's name is praised pretty much every day. Like he was mentioning.
Never pay the Lord. Alright? You think, oh, this is Sunday, okay, this is the Lord's day. Nigga, every day is the Lord's day. He created the days. They're not Monday through Sunday. Those names go back to Greek and Roman gods, man. Right? We didn't name our days back then. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, man. Okay?
Why would the creator of all existence relegate himself to one day? That shit don't make no sense.
And a stupid ass bill on top of it.
Go through the whole week doing wickedness. And those people ask, man, if you want to get up and go to so-called church on Sunday morning or either Saturday, whichever day you think, Sabbath day. And then you think, you go, you get out, you go right back. Y'all, some of y'all don't even get out of church. They're lusting over women, doing all kinds of lusting over men. Don't even get out of church. You go right back.
I know when I was in church now, hey, I fought a nigga on church ground. That's supposed to be like, oh, it's sacred. This is sacred ground, man. Cuss, I didn't get that. That shit don't hold weight in J. God, man, because that shit not real, man. You got a whole stained glass building with goddamn white man Jesus.
Ain't nothing working, man, so I'm gonna just pull that up out.
And then showing you too, when you go back to that movie we were talking about it, man.
I'm about to send this to the chat.
Alright, it showed that dude, wasn't it something weird? He was a pastor. Yeah. He was clubbing in the damn shit. Drunk off what? That grape juice. That grape drink. Yeah. You go to church, and you might hear one or two scriptures, the rest of it is singing, praise, dancing, you got the dumbass mind shit, all that. That's all bullshit.
Everybody get up, start chanting. Whoever doing the work got the biggest congregation.
It's not realizing that the church is out here. The word church in itself means
Call out.
What's the Greek word?
Ecclesia.
Ecclesia. See? Just don't even know who the real Christians are.
So continuing on, Deuteronomy 18 and verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination. Or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch.
What's that talking about? That's pretty much describing everything that's put in that on the neck. We're supposed to refrain from that, man. Because that's giving credence to another God. You said earlier, the idol. Alright?
Or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these, things are an abomination unto the Lord.
All 2/3 abomination. Because you niggas are nasty. You indulge in wicked acts, man, that don't have nothing to do with the Lord, man. Alright? And as you say, man, the Lord, in return, is going to remove out all things that are sin. And you niggas are in the 50 and how much you got to shop. Alright? And as I said, man, he got in Jeremiah 2, he married us a noble bond. The book, Jeremiah chapter 2, we start at verse 20. Jeremiah 2, verse 21. Yet I have granted thee a noble vine, holy a right seed. As we read earlier, remember that word noble. You know what I'm saying? A superior race. He said from let me get it again. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21, it reads, Yet I have planted thee a noble vine. It said he called us a noble vine, as I said. We're noble. It says illustrious, distinguished, from high rank or birth. It says, well known, famous, renowned, excellent, superior, exquisite, high-born, or of superior birth. That's Israel. See it on. Holy and right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant? You turn into a degenerate plant by forsaking what made us noble and taking on a way that made us abominable, man. Yeah. Fall away, man. Trying to be like the other nations, man. Alright? Being assimilated here in Babylon the Great. And you see niggas. This was the greatest project ever created by Esau. They call Tyrone. Shows you that perfect. Perfect.
And we was always the fall, going back to the sons of God. fell to idol worship. Somebody get that in, was it Wisdom of Solomon? It talks about the creation of idols and stuff. Fall of all man. Yeah, hold that on that too. 14. Yeah, you read it.
This is the book, Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, only a right seed. Out did not thou turn into a children plant of a strange vine to me. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them, the corruption of life.
Yeah, the corruption of life. Most High, that's, hey, the idols of the nation, nothing is what he's telling us, right? So even going back to the time of the sons of God, man, it was always, our fault was always dealing with the other nations' idols. Yep.
Envying the prosperity of the wicked. Nations had a king, one of the kings. All right? Nations, they're prospering with their doing, so then they're like, yes, look. And what they say, when it grows, we have to hold it. That's what we still have to do.
Hey, that Wisdom of Solomon 14 at verse 11 speaks on that.
I'll read that. Wisdom of Solomon 14:11. Therefore, even upon the honor of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and snares to the feet of the unwise.
Hey, that's just basically what this is going into, man. They said a stumbling block to the feet of the unwise, man. That's Jake, man. Jake has always been trying to be like the heathen, man, because they wasn't walking in the path of the Yahweh Shem Shah, man, which led into these snares and traps, man, which you see until our people, until this day.
Our people have been given to idolatry all over this is Psalms 96, verse 4. It says, for the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. Verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, all right, the heathen. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, made the heavens, right? Give me real quick, Deuteronomy 4 and 39, right?
So Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 39. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that the Lord, he is the power in heaven above.
There's only one power, one creator, man. Right? Go ahead.
And upon the earth beneath, there is none else.
There's none else. Good on.
Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee.
That it may go well with thee. But when you read the book of Deuteronomy 28, verses what, 15 on down? All right? You see the results of disobeying the commandments of Yahweh Shem Shah. Because all these particular curses that is written consume our people to this very day.
So it was warned to us in Deuteronomy 30, 15, giving us the verse, that if you follow him, you will have good in life, and if you disobey him, you will have evil in death.
Now it may be well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Lord thy power giveth thee forever.
It shows you we're suffering from our mistakes from our ancestors. That's what we're talking about.
Verse 41. Then Moses served 3 cities on this side of Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past.
Right, that's it. That's the point I wanted to make. So this is why, as a result of not keeping the Lord's laws, statutes, commandments, this is why we are in the worst case scenario today. And 2/3 of our people have been completely given over to idolatry. Niggas are in everything, man. Niggas are Satanists, niggas are atheists, niggas are Christians, niggas is Muslims, niggas is black consciousness, Pan-Africanism, agnostic, right? All this new age shit as brothers was talking about, Jake is in all that shit. And all that really, as me and the brother went into the lesson, all these are just the same old ancient demons and idols from the old that are repackaged with new names.
They reinvented the wheel without bringing out this shit. Like I said, everything you see Jake personally has been done before.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, and it all goes back to a particular demon idol, right? You know, the whole worshiping of a vagina. That's Queen of Heaven. What's his name? Ashereth, Semiramis,
You see what I'm saying? Nimrod, all that. Tammuz.
Really, it's the big three.
Yeah.
The whole so-called Holy Trinity.
Right.
Really, is that.
And like the elder Yasharamba said, these are really Satan's demons, angels, if you will. You know, on the left-hand side, the top demons, man. Which America has been given over to those top, was it like 5 demons, right? You know, all the sexual immorality, the decadence, you see what I'm saying? The filth, the sodomy, transformism, right? All these rituals, because hey, all these acts go back to those cult rituals, man. That gives power and credence to those particular demons and idols.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, way back. Now people start worshiping idols. It's the beginning, the cause. It's the cause now. We're still worshiping idols. And the end of all evil. It's going to be the end of y'all still worshiping idols, man.
Yeah, because when you go back to the sons of God, they were given the divine way. They were given the oral law, which was passed down. So the righteous way was established in Adam and the sons of the power, the sons of God, right? But they fell away from that way, right? To the point where you read about the flood, all right? The earth was so wicked at that time, the Lord flooded the whole planet Earth.
Right. He cut off a lot of genealogy during that time. It's going to happen all over again. Right. Because you know, that last part.
Right. The Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 27.
Oh, Genesis 6.
For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil.
The end of all evil. When the Lord returns, He's going to put out evil from the earth. What's that? Second Ezra. He's going to put out evil. Say evil's going to be quenched. So that means that all you evil people are going to be destroyed. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 19. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. Right. So you people out here, like the brother said, man, all you idolaters, man, the Lord is going to have your end be terrible. And you're going to find yourself in that lake of fire being burned like we were going through earlier, that he also brought out. You don't know how long you're going to be sitting there in that fire. And the Lord has the ability to manipulate time, man. Right. You could be in there for what feels like days, man, weeks.
And the Lord is a consuming fire. His spirit is going to be in the midst of that fire.
Man. You're going to be getting rebuked while your last burn.
That's crucial. Right? You got it, Doc. Go ahead.
This is the book, Genesis chapter 6, starting at verse 1.
Because what we're going to talk about here is that even from the line, even from the chosen line of the sons of God, you know, the Lord spared a remnant. But at the time of the flood, who was the remnant? Noah. Noah and his household was spared, man. And through his 3 sons is how we have the repopulation of the earth today. Through Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Right? But read that real quick.
This is the book, Genesis chapter 6, starting at verse 1. It came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, and the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, and they were fair.
Yeah, the sons of God. They saw these heathen women, and they looked fair. They looked good. Right? Jake liked to deal with the heathen women. You know?
That was our kryptonite though, because then after you didn't let off, you laid up, she started putting that poison in your ear. Jake will get a fall victim to it, man. Start worshiping that God, man.
Just like Solomon.
Yep. See, sons of God, when the Israelites, it wasn't angels, fallen angels in the sky,
right.
as you Christian churches preach.
Exactly. When no Nephilim kicked out of heaven.
Yeah.
Right. This is dealing with the righteous line of the sons of God, the righteous line of Adam, man. Yeah, you got it, bro. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 2. The sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men, and they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Exactly. Go ahead.
And the Lord Yahweh Shai said, my spirit shall not always strive with men.
Right, because you had, when you read, as the scriptures we brought out in Wisdom of Solomon, was it 14? The sons of God began to fall away from the Lord.
Right.
They began to fall away from the divine way that was instructed unto them.
Right.
You know?
Because as you go into the wood with Yahweh Shai, the closer we are with him, the longer we live. And right. What proves that, there's 2 scriptures, I don't know what I can't think of the top of my head, but it tells you the lifespan of how mankind was going to live.
Right.
All right?
Those second is 3. Something might be something there.
And as that, happened, you see like during the time of like Methuselah and you read Genesis, men lived to be hundreds of years old.
About 10,000 years.
Yeah. Methuselah being the closest back up to 1,000. He was like 900 or something, you know? But as we began to move further away from the Lord, our lifespan began to decrease, man.
Right, right. Matter of fact, we'll bring that 2 Ezra 3 after we read this. Read on some more.
This is the book of
Start at 4. 2
This
Ezra 3.
is the book of Genesis chapter 6, verse 3. And the Lord said, "Thy spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he always is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years."
Yeah, his days should be 120 years, man. See? Right? Because, hey, at this point in time, as we're going to read here, mankind was engulfed in sin and transgression, man. The world was wicked. Right? That's why we live in a time that's worse than the flood, man. Let's read on.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 4. There were giants in the earth.
Right, there were giants. Not talking about, you know, humongous individuals. You know, even though you had men at that time that had, you know, that size and stature. But this is talking about men of renown. This is going back to the line of the sons of God. Say it again. Yep. Go ahead. Apollo. Yeah, that's right.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, in the sons of the Most High came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. And the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Yeah, those giants, men of renown, men of honor. All right, renowned men. Right. Go ahead.
Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And it's like, now power saw the wickedness of men was great in the earth.
Right, Yahweh Shema Shah saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, man. Go ahead.
And that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, and how much more now in this generation? That every thought of man was only evil continually. Right? And hit that.
Verse 6, Isaiah 66, and it repented the Lord that he made men on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Verse 7, and the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and creeping thing, and fowls of the air, for it repented me that had made them.
The Lord that he even created man. So that shows you how wicked the world was at that point in time, man. So imagine how the Heavenly Father feels about this world now, man. It grieved him in his heart that he created man. So now he had to make the decision. Look, I got to destroy everything.
Damn.
Right.
They knew righteousness.
They did.
You know? So imagine if we live in a land where Jake don't even have the slightest idea of what righteousness is.
Right.
So they
just put it on the comment board.
This is a much worse time than before the flood.
I don't think that might work. It's all good.
I'll tell you another.
Just put on the
Genesis chapter 6, verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. I'm going to have you read that again. Give me Sirach 40 and read 8 through 10.
The book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 or chapter 40.
Just sum it up what we read it here in Genesis the 6th chapter. Go ahead.
Chapter 40 and verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh,
yep,
both man and beast.
That's right.
And that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famines, tribulation and the scourge.
Yep.
These things are created for the wicked,
yep,
and for their sakes came the flood.
And for their sakes came the flood, man. So all these things are created for the wicked, man. Look how much more now in this time how that's going to play out. Those are the judgments, man. It tells you that in 2 Ezra 15, that they will not always be mindful of the scourges, man. Because people are going to continue to be engulfed in sin. They're going to continue to live how they want to live until what? Until destruction comes. That's right. Right? And at the time of what? Of the flood, and the flood carried them all away. And this time it's going to be a flood of fire that's going to carry everybody away. You know? Let's go back to that real quick. Will you finish that? That was it, verse 10? Go ahead, go back to that line.
Genesis 6, verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
Right. And see, Noah was from what? The righteous line. He found mercy, he found grace
in the eyes of the Lord, man. Because through Noah, that righteous line continued. Because remember, the Lord destroyed the planet with the flood, and only spared Noah, his 3 sons, and their wives. So Noah was basically the remnant at that time, man. Right? Because go ahead.
I'm about to say, when you go into his name, it actually means to reside, to remain. That's what the Lord was dealing with. Right.
So you know, Genesis chapter 6, verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation. And Noah walked with the Most High.
And Noah walked with the Most High. The Most High was dealing with him, man. He was righteous before the Lord, man. That's why he was spared. Right? And through his sons, right? Really, through that righteous line was continued through who? Through his son Shem. Or Shem. Right? And then you got the lineage on down. Okay? Arphaxad, Peleg, Seth. Right, Seth. You see what I'm saying? Arphaxad, Peleg, all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So the sons of God now would be the Israelites. So the righteous line continued on. Right? Even in the time of Cain, he tried to cut that line off. That's why Seth, which goes back to compensation. Seth was used to continue the righteous line. Right? So real quick, go to 2nd Ezra 3.
Go to 2nd Ezra chapter 3
Yep.
and verse 4. O Lord, who bearest rule? Thou spakest at the beginning, when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people.
That's right.
And gavest a body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands.
That's right.
And didst breathe into him the breath of life.
Right, he breathed into Adam the breath of life, which is what? The oral law, the divine way, and the divine instruction, right? On how to govern the earth, the Lord's creation, right? That righteous way. Read on.
And he was made living before thee.
See that? So that shows you, without the breath of the Lord, you ain't living. You remain in the congregation of the dead, right? The breath, the breath of life, man.
That's speaking on that chosen line that was chosen out of Adam.
Yep.
You read that without context, you thinking that Adam is still for everybody.
Right.
It was the sons of God that were chosen out of the Adamite.
The righteous line.
Yeah.
Continuing on. And gave his body unto gave his body unto Adam without soul, which was the workmanship of thine hands, and didst breathe into him the breath of life, and he was made living before thee. And thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand had planted.
Which thy right hand had planted. Who is that? Yahushua, man. Right? Garden of Eden, paradise, which the world is going to go back to that. Right? After the destruction. That's what, when you read the scripture, it tells you how the Lord is going to bring in a new heaven and new earth. That's what has to happen first. The destruction got to happen first, which is going to usher in the kingdom, a new heaven.
That was pretty much like what's to come, man.
Right.
But when you even look at the Garden of Eden, it was surrounded by the 4 rivers. The 4 rivers were symbolic of the wicked. Water.
Right.
So that goes to show you that, hey, man, we're going to truly live in paradise in the kingdom of heaven, man, that day.
2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 7. I'll start verse 6. And thou leadest him into paradise, which thy right hand planted, before ever the earth came forward.
Before ever the earth came forward. Showing you that's Yahushua, man. Before ever the earth came forward, man. Yahushua told us in Proverbs the 8th chapter. Right? He said before the clouds of heaven were formed, before the earth was made, he said he was there with the Father. Because he's the first spirit that was created by the Father, Yahweh. Go ahead, Al.
And unto him thou givest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed.
So it tells you here that the Lord gave Adam, he gave that righteous line, that divine way. Right? Like the brother said, there was righteousness on the earth, man. Right? Go ahead. Read that part again.
2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 7.
That's right.
And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way.
See, he gave Adam the right way, the righteous way, the oral law. Go ahead.
Which he transgressed.
Which he transgressed. Started with Eve. You she was beguiled by the serpent of that knowledge of evil, that wicked philosophy, which she believed. She took it in and passed it to Adam.
And that, if I could add to your point, upon, that's when it really became an issue. When Adam didn't put his foot down and say the hell with it, he allowed it.
That was the first instance of feminism in the Bible. Right? Every time that you see a woman establishing herself in a position of leadership, always been seen as
destruction. Right. See what I'm saying? You know? And that's why when you read the scriptures, what is that? Sirach, the 3rd chapter, through her, through the woman, we all die. Right?
Which he transgressed, and immediately thou appointest death in him.
Right.
And in his generation.
Right. So at this point, we have sin and transgression consuming the earth, man. This is when, you know, that the earth began to fall short, basically, man. You know?
As we mentioned earlier, and we were living hundreds of years, man. And now you see Jake, you know, you lucky you make the 21, man. But it's actually the length of the lifespan are short. Psalm 90 and 10. The days of our years are 80 years and 10. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years, yet is their strength labor and sorrow, but it is soon cut off and we fly away. So it says, the days of our years are 80 years and 10, which is 70. And then it says, by reason they be 10 years, so you lucky you make it to 80.
Yeah. Shit, nowadays, with all this shit in your body and pollutants in the air, you lucky to live 60, man.
Let alone that shot up in your body.
Yeah, with the juice pack. Hey, people in their 30s is like dying now, man.
Look at Bronny. This nigga 19 years old, having a goddamn heart attack. Right. If that really happened.
Hey, mid-30s is old now, man. Yeah. People dying 35, 36, 7.
You're OG.
So if you make it to 60, 70, 80, majority of these niggas in terrible health, so it's not even worth being that old. You hanging on, man.
Shit crazy.
They plugged up with all these damn machines and shit. Niggas do a damn breathing it's called the ventilator or whatever.
They got sleep with a glove. Got sleep with a mask on.
They got sleep apnea.
A CPAP. I'm not trying to.
It ain't worth it to make it that damn, you know, for us younger brothers, that's like the moderate right here, man. The Lord, it's through him we're able to still be alive, man. Brother that had his health and everything, had his sound mind, man. Bless you, y'all about you.
Y'all want to know how long our people live? Go read Genesis chapter, the 5th chapter. Yeah. It's only hundreds of years. You know, how people live.
Right. But that shows the significance of how far away we've fallen.
But then you tell a nigga this shit, they be like, I ain't true. Like the Edomite was explaining that shit that one time. Well, that was allegorical. No, nigga, this is historical account.
When people live to 100, 115, 112.
Bro, they have that today. They call them blue zones. Where in certain parts of the world, like the Japanese over there, they live to be 100 years old and die peaceful death. These niggas will still be able to walk around, ride bikes, go hiking, and still be in good health.
Because the way they treat their body, what they put into it.
Their diet is different than it is over here.
They're not taking part in the sad diet. Right. It's like that for a reason. The standard American diet is sad. Right. Terrible.
Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 3 and verse 7. And unto him thou gavest commandment to love thy way, which he transgressed.
Right? The fall of our foreparents, Adam and Eve. And at that point, that's when what? Sin and transgression enter into the world. Right?
And immediately thou appointest death in him.
Yep. Immediately. Right? So we, like brothers are saying, we begin to fall. We didn't live as long.
And in his generations, of whom nations, tribes, people, and kindreds out of number.
That's right, go ahead.
And every people walked after their own will.
Yeah, and every people walked after their own will. As we just read here in Genesis, Genesis the 6th chapter. Right? Read that for me again.
And every people walked after their own will.
Right.
And did wonderful things before thee, and despised thy commandments.
Yeah, despised. They fell away. They fell away from the righteous way, from the oral law. Go ahead. Right. Jake was heavily into idolatry, into the idols and customs and evil, man. Right? Go ahead.
And again, in process of time, thou broughtest the flood upon those that dwelt in the world.
Right, which what happened to the sons of God, they were destroyed. And Noah was preserved out of that line. Right? Wickedness of men at that time was great, as we just read, man. Read on.
How much more now?
Right.
And destroyest them. And it came to pass in every of them that as death was to Adam, so was the flood to these.
So was the flood to these. Give me one more.
And nevertheless, one of them thou leftest, namely Noah, with his household, of whom came all righteous men.
Of whom came all righteous men. So that chosen line was continued through Noah. He was spared. Then you went through. Then you go to Shem. You see what I'm saying? And on forward. Right. Now from there, go to Baruch chapter 3 and read 25 and 28.
The book of Baruch chapter 3 verse 25. It reads, "Great and it's like have no end, high and unmeasurable." Baruch chapter 3 verse 25. "Great and have no end, high and unmeasurable." There were the giants famous from the beginning.
Yeah, the sons of God. All right, that chosen line of Adam. Go ahead.
That were of so great stature and so expert in war.
Yep.
Those did not the Lord choose.
Those did not the Lord choose. Right? As we just read, Noah was the one that was chosen. He was the one that was spared. Go ahead.
Neither gave he the way of knowledge unto them.
Go ahead.
But they were destroyed because they had no wisdom and perished
through their own foolishness, man. As we just read that in Wisdom of Solomon 14, for the devising of idols was basically the destruction of man, man. You see? That was it on there. Go to Sirach 16, begin verse 7.
The book of Sirach, for Ecclesiasticus chapter 16 and verse 7. He was not pacified toward the old giants.
Yeah, he wasn't pacified toward the old giants, man. All right, the sons of God, that chosen line, read on.
He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness.
Right, who fell away in the strength of their foolishness. They fell away from what? The divine way. All right? The righteous way which was prescribed unto them, man. On how to live, on how to govern the creation. You know, that separated them from the nations back then. See? Any more in there? That's it? That's it? Okay, Con, you have something else? Go ahead,
Con, this is 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 54. It says, "Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you." Alright, just going into as the elders going into it. Since we fell away, hey, you see the less of stature, man. The whole creation is in a state of mourning and everything is dying. That's why I was going into it. They lived a lot older back then, but like the brothers was going into, man, you rarely happy to live to your 30s, man. Why? Because men have fallen away, going into the way of these goddamn heathen transgression.
I got a precept. What you got? This is Job 8:11. It says, "Can the rush grow up without mire? And can the flag grow without water?" Now, talking about the rush and the flag, that's talking about a reed. A reed, once you take it out the marsh, out of the water, out of the source of feeding, you know, it dries up. And the same thing with us. Once we separate ourselves from the word, which is the water, right? Our power source, we start to wither and die.
That's heavy. Yeah, without the living water, we grew. Right? A little bit more. You got it.
Job 8:12, it says, "While it's yet in its greenness and not cut down, it withereth before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget the Most High, and the hypocrite's hope shall perish." Plain and simple, man. You know, if you depart from the way of the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to wither and die. That's why the valley of dry bones is specifically towards us.
Backing you up, bro. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns, and cannot hold water."
Broken cisterns, man, which is really these other philosophies, man, that hold no water. right? They don't hold the truth, right? That's why Jake hold Isaiah 41. That's why Jake thirsty as hell. Any more in there? Read a little bit more.
Verse 14. It says, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Right.
He says,
why, yeah, is Israel a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Why is Jake through the way he's through? Go ahead.
It says, the young lions roared upon him and he yelled, and they made his land waste.
Keep going.
The cities are burned without habitation. Also the children of, what is it? Nopar.
North. Yep. And
Tahapans have broken the crown of thy head.
One more.
It says, have thou not, what is that? Procured his unto thyself.
Right, so the Lord said, has thou not procured these things upon thyself? Meaning, have you not brought these things upon yourself? We were the ones that fell away. We were the ones that fell off. Right?
And it says, and that thou hast forsaken the Lord, thy power.
Right, so this is the condition of forsaking the Lord.
Yes.
Right? Being brought to utter confusion, losing your identity, man, being scattered amongst the heathen. All right? Being a perpetual slave. Right? Your life don't matter. You know? This is the results. But now, in the time we live in now, is the return of, starting with the elect, the remnant, that are standing back upon their feet. Right? Any more in there?
And it says, when he led thee by the way.
Right. That's it.
Can I get something right fast just to link up with that? 2nd Ezra chapter 1 and verse 24. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah wouldest not obey me. I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. Speaking of the Israelite foreigners. Verse 25. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsaken you. Also, when ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy unto you, upon you. Verse 26. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift to commit manslaughter. Verse 27, the point. Ye have not as it were forsaken me, but yourselves, saith the Lord.
That's right.
You know, so just as the Quran has said, right? We forsook ourselves by transgression, right? We fucked up, right? Put ourselves into the ultimate trick bag, knowing that there was an outline of curses that would fall upon us, and we still did whatever the hell we wanted to do.
Because if you're a spiritual man and you understand the judgments that happen to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Hispanic, you would understand that this is a divine judgment.
That's right.
Right? This is of the Lord. This is why we are in this condition. This is what Jake can't grasp. You know, Jake come up with all types of shit. No, it's because we sin against our power. Our God. All right?
This ass whooping was international. Like that ain't coincidental.
Generational. Like, hey, the Lord looked at it like, look, you don't want to listen. You ain't hurting me. You hurt yourself, man.
Only you have I known out of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities.
Yep.
Right.
That's why Jake be catching pure hell. Right?
Generation.
Right.
So Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore hath the Lord pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity?
Right.
Or
what did we do wrong?
Right. Or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our power? And so then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, saith the Lord, and ye have walked after other gods, and served them, and forsaken me, and have not kept my law. And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk every one after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. You know, so just like we were reading in that second Ezra, right? The evil imaginations of the heart are coming back generations and generations. Man. Those same spirits are back today with the same evil imaginations, asking the same stupid ass questions as if they haven't been the ones doing all this stuff. Man.
Why can't I worship idols?
And this is why we don't feel bad when we see Jake out there getting destroyed days or on their birthday, right, around the holidays and all that, man.
You know, because we know a lot of these people out here, they still worshiping after the ways of the heathen. The scripture tell you not to do that, man. What's that? Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1 to 2.
Yeah.
You know, scripture tell you not to worship after the ways of the heathen. So that's why we don't feel bad when we see that the wicked get destroyed, because we knew you were wicked, man.
But at the end of the day, the reason why we don't feel bad because all this information that's out here let you know the origins of all the shit that you do go back to and you still choose to do it. Yeah, that's on you.
You know, we gotta do it for the kids, man. You know, the holidays and all this is for the kids. You know, keep the woman happy. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't doing it like that. I'm just doing it. Nigga, you're still doing it.
Right. They don't see idolatry as a real offense.
I had a nigga tell me, man, I can't give up that pork, man. I mean, we all fall short of the glory, so you know what I'm saying? You know, we all sin at the end of the day, so there ain't nothing wrong with the pork. That's just too much.
Everybody got something.
Right, everybody got something.
Everybody got something.
That's how niggas are, bro.
But that's how you
but
that's how you know as
that,
niggas though. Bro, the Lord really gonna kill me over a pork sandwich? The scripture tell you, but the one put the verse it said you sitting behind the tree eating the swine.
Right. Isaiah 65.
The groves.
It shows you the Maccabees how hard they went not to eat that swine.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The precept. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4. Then the Most High says, do not eat pork. All right, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High. And the law that endures
Called a precept.
forever. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High. And the law that endures forever. All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. All these stupid questions, what y'all asking, all that, it's in the scripture. Like I say, we keep breaking the law, going against it. That's why everything's happening. It's there say right here. This is a book of the law of the Most High. You break the Most High's laws, and whatever you get, whatever judgment He give you, that's what you gonna
But
get.
that's how dumb niggas are though. Look, if God Himself told you don't do something, why would you still do it?
It's not like He's telling you. See, that's how Jake looks at the law as burdensome, not realizing that it's your rest, it's your prosperity.
It's for your benefit.
Didn't Moses say that he would call heaven and earth to report against you this day? Right? Therefore choose you life, but our people, what the hell have they chosen?
They chose
Death. Death culture.
Just read it.
They clone Tyrone, man.
Yeah, that shit was wicked, man.
It's Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 2. I have spread my hands all the day unto a rebellious people.
Yeah, the Lord is talking about you Israelites here. You Jakes, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics. The Lord said He spread out His hands all day to a rebellious people, man. Yeah. Right?
Which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
That walketh in a way that is not good, that walketh in a way after their own thoughts. Jake gonna do what the hell you want to do at the end of the day, man. Niggas will tell you that proudly in your face. You know, look, bro, right?
Don't tell me.
Hey, who you gonna tell, you know, you can't tell me shit. I got my own relationship with God, man. You doing too much, you too aggressive.
And it's okay because the Lord is making His own relationship with you.
Right.
Breaking news, such and such, put to death, God, you know, whatever the case is.
No, I don't want to hear it, man.
Yeah.
You're scaring me.
Yeah.